200 kilos on the bar, bench press, third attempt. My goodness.
We are seeing Ray come back to life.
New logo. Yes, please.
Powerlifting is a strength sport that consists of 3 attempts at maximum weights on 3 lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift. Just like the sports of Olympic weightlifting, it involves the athlete attempting a maximum weight single lift effort of a barbell loaded with weight plates. It originated in ancient Greece as men lifted stones to prove their strength and manhood. The modern sports originated in the United States and the UK in the 1950s. I got into powerlifting because I used to watch this one creator. Her name is Krina, which I still watch. And she kind of like motivated me into lifting heavier. And ever since then, I just been trying to increase my weight. And around July to August, I met a guy that he introduced me to powerlifting, and he started coaching me. He started teaching me how to do it properly, not hurt myself. And yeah, ever since then, he's been coaching me and dating. But, yeah. So the reason why I powerlift is mainly for a mental battle that I have with myself. I feel like I get too in my head when it comes to weight. And powerlifting kind of takes me to another step with that. Can't really do this without putting your 100, not only physically, but also mentally. My physical could be there, but then my mental is not really there.
Weightlifting is to lift as heavy as you possibly can when you compete, like at an event. And it's a weight-based. So you have to weigh in, you have to monitor your food, you have to get enough sleep, you've got to lift as heavy as you possibly can at one time during a competition. You look at the Olympians and they will say, and a lot of elite athletes will say, this is not healthy. Being an elite sport and an elite athlete is not healthy.
When you start to dial in on a niche within the gym community, you find something that you could look at other people and they could look at you and you guys could build off of that. We all feed off each other, so that's why I picked powerlifting. That's the name of the game, really. It's all about improvement and trying to beat other people. I feel like the people who say they're doing it for themselves, that's bullshit, because that's not what powerlifting is. You literally do it to compete with people. There's no other reason to do it. Why would you do it for yourself? You versus you is bullshit, bro.
There's not a day that I train that I don't feel pain in any type of my body. I have lower back injury, a shoulder injury, a collarbone injury. I constantly get hurt with my glutes, quads. There was a point where I couldn't even walk because this whole quad.
I try not to work out when I'm hurt because I've gone through injuries already. I've hurt my shoulder, I've hurt my lat, I hurt my glute. I have tendon problems, so I can't really be wearing nails, but I kind of do at the gym. It's just something I've been doing for a while. Me hurting my shoulders and my glute kind of affects me now because if you see me working out, the workouts are kind of off. And I had to work around that and do a lot of physical training, a lot of therapy workouts in order to strengthen that muscle, but also work around it because it's already messed up. Do anything toxic? My main issue is that I tend to judge myself too much. This could be in how I look, but it also could be in my progress at the gym. I normally try to not do this, but when you've been working out for so long, body dysmorphia just really gets to you. And it's something that you would think you're working out, so you're trying to look good, but it'll go away throughout the time. No, it stays. It probably will stay forever, and that's probably the worst part because try not to compare the way you look 2 months ago, but then you tend to compare yourself from then and now, and then you're like, okay, but why do I look better before than what I do now if I'm training differently?
Energy is different over there. It's like if somebody's going for a PR or some shit, everybody's gonna stare at you and be like, oh, whatever. They're gonna cheer you on, especially if you have a team.
Always wanted to hit a plate, and I finally hit it. But before I was able to hit the plate, I felt it like 3 times. It was a bummer, but I guess because I was trying to ego lift it, I would keep failing it. And then when I finally perfected my form and I also got out of that mental battle that I always had, I finally hit it and was patient because the third time that I failed it, I was able to tell myself, oh, remember, this doesn't mean that you cannot hit it. This just means that you will be able to hit it in probably like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And I think after that, I think I hit it like 2 months after. 2 weeks and 2 months is kind of different, but it's two. I would recommend powerlifting. I think it's a very, very fun sport. The only thing that I would not recommend is going into it thinking that you're going to always succeed when 90% of the time you're actually failing. I feel like it's just you have to get to a certain point in order to succeed. And normally that point is always like when you're mentally there. And really that 90% is just you retrying and hoping that if you get it, that 10% will finally hit. It's like 2 lifts could be amazing, and then like that 1 lift that you've been working on for so long just crashes down. And it's something that you really have to go around. And with powerlifting, it's really all about mental, to be honest. It's all about
Missionaries in the far